another tremendous season for you guys last year, capturing the Class B crown. I mean, how does last year's team kind of stack up with some of the others that you've coached, and what were you most proud about of that group last year?
Just their perseverance. The senior class had lost 2 previous state championship tries, and they had it in their mind from the very beginning. Summer workouts, and they wanted to get back and try to get the championship and get a gold instead of the silver. So just their work ethic and their determination and their perseverance to get to the end and get the W on the last game instead of a silver medal. That's kind of what I was most proud of.
Now, you've got obviously a lot of players coming back that are going to play a big role for you next year, but some prospects in particular. We'll start with Blake Anderson there in the trenches. I mean, what about Blake is it that he brings to the table, not only for your offensive line, but for your team as a whole?
Blake plays left tackle for us on offense and D tackle for us on the D line. He's a hard guy to get off the field, even though at 280 pounds we feel like we have to sometimes. But there were times last year on the sideline where I'd go up and I'd like, get him back in the game, because to our defensive coordinator and stuff. Blake just does everything well. He's when we need a yard, when we got 3rd and a yard or 4th and short, or we're going to go over the left side and run over the top of him. And he takes that personally. He's proud of that fact that we're going to come over him and rely on him. And he's just a great offensive lineman. We had a really good lineman here not long ago named Trent Hickson, who's playing for Nebraska now, and he's very comparable to what Trent was like as a junior. He's getting a lot of interest from the FCS schools. South Dakota State had him up for their junior day. I know Northern Iowa really likes him. I've gotten texts and emails from their coaches. I think he's going to head up to North Dakota and North Dakota State here soon. So he just at Iowa's junior day also. Iowa State has contacted me about having him come up, and I know Wyoming wants him to come out to a practice. I don't know if they do the junior day per se, but I'm still kind of waiting on Nebraska. I might have to get hold of Kenny Wilhite and say, hey, come on, let's get this going here. Switching
gears to Tyson Gordon, played both sides of the football for you last year, going to transition to quarterback, but obviously a very athletic and seems to be a very intelligent kid as well.
Ty just has that it factor. He has that moxie that he just carries things well, and he understands football. It's one of the reasons I think he led the state in interceptions. He can just read the play and read the formations and read the routes and that type of stuff. And so last year we played him some at quarterback, but we also had a senior who was very good. And Ty's just such a versatile kid and such a good athlete that we could move him out to wide out. And he led our team in receptions and catches. He was like 3rd on our team in rushing. He averaged 20 yards per punt return and was 8 interceptions on the year. So he can go wherever we want him to. I'm really excited. I think he's pretty excited too to see what he can do as a full-time quarterback next year.
A lot of coaches see me, most of the coaches at free safety, but some at wide receiver. It's going to be hard for wide receiver because I'll be playing quarterback this year for Skutt, but yeah, mostly coaches see me as a free safety, wide receiver, athlete type of guy.
And then Gunar Ott is another really talented player for you, a very productive kid. Seems like a very smart kid too in the classroom. What does he mean to your defense?
Well, Gunar was our 2nd leading tackler as a junior. He just has a nose for the football, and he doesn't miss many tackles. He makes good reads, and he gets to where he needs to go. I think that again, he has a frame that he can put on a little bit more weight. His dad was a lineman at Nebraska back when I was playing, and we're also going to be playing him at fullback. So he's going to get a physical Friday night on both sides of the ball.
I think what I'm most proud of is last year we didn't end on a good note, obviously, in the state championship. And then going into this year, there were a lot of people who didn't know where we'd be at. So I think just how we were able to prove ourselves and go better every game. And then by the end of the season, obviously, win state. I think that was something we were all really proud of, and how we were able to overcome everything that we went through.
Looking ahead to next year, I mean, you've been in this position before where you kind of have a bullseye on your back, or you always kind of have a bullseye on your back. But how do you get these guys to focus in and really, be focused on making it back to Lincoln and capturing another Class B title?
Well, that's always a tricky question, just because they say it's harder to stay on top than it is to get there, and so we've been pretty successful the last few years, and I think our kids are still hungry. They want another one. And our senior class was very talented, is very talented. They were undefeated as a freshman, and I've already heard talk that they came in as freshmen undefeated and they want to go out as seniors undefeated. And so whether that happens or not, I think they'll put the work in to make sure we have a shot.